Alright, so I got this good sized oak stump I've been digging on for the last 10 or 15 minutes. And like a loose tooth, it's about to come out. If my camera will sit up. Maybe. That's right. Old 580 still got it. And with a 3-foot bucket. Alrighty, so it rained all day yesterday and it's too muddy out to load that couple of cars that I tore apart with the backhoe up, so I figured we'll clean up some ACRs and aluminum that I have. The goal with these ACRs is to cut these copper noodles off the end, which get this steel plate loose. That way you'll get clean aluminum and copper price. Some people cut it on the inside of steel, but I cut off all the noodles and then just stick it in the vise and pull the steel ends off. So we'll get started. Alright, so that didn't take too horrible long, but now we can stick this whole piece in the vise, put a pair of channel locks on the end here, and pull it right off. Alright, so these were a little stubborn. They wouldn't come off with the channel locks, but see if I can do this one-handed. There you go. This thing must be old as Methuselah. It probably knew Moby Dick when he was a minnow. But either way, now it's clean ACR with no steel. And that I think we get paid $1.10 a pound here for those. So that probably weighed about 7 pounds. So not bad. It's definitely worth the time. Since we're doing an informative video today, this is like an aluminum running board off a pickup or something. Normally, you know, there's no steel on it, but these two bolts right here are steel, and depending on your scrapyard, if they try and work with you or not, they'll call that dirty aluminum just for those two bolts. And literally there's 8 feet of aluminum, you know, clean aluminum, no more screws, no more bolts, nothing. But the scrapyard I go to for non-ferrous, they're extremely picky, and they work with you absolute zero, so I have to cut them off. Same goes for this right here. This is a plate of aluminum, and these are stainless, some kind of wheelie bar or something for the back of a pulling tractor. But this big piece here is steel, so if I left it all together, all they would do would give me dirty aluminum, which would be 10 cents a pound, versus if I cut these 4 bolts off, I'll get stainless for these, cut this steel bracket off, and I'll get clean sheet for that. There's some other, like these boat fenders. They got 4 bolts in those. This side's already been ripped loose, but that'll be called clean sheet after I cut those 4 bolts off right there. Just lots of different ways to make a couple extra dollars. These pistons right here, they're cast aluminum. I can't show you, I don't have a free hand, but right here, those 3 rings on top, those are the oil ring and regular compression ring, and those are steel. So you take those off with a screwdriver or a pair of pliers, anything you got, and then you'll get clean aluminum for that, clean cast aluminum for that. So just something else to think of while you're scrapping and cleaning up. Alright, so obviously if you don't have a torch, it'll take you a lot longer than that because the bolts are so rusty, etc. But that's the piece of steel. It weighs about 6 or 8 pounds. And this sheet of aluminum with the bolts that are still in it, all you have to do is knock those out with a hammer. And then the stainless is pretty much trouble free. There's no more bolts on there. So didn't take too long, and it's probably made an extra $3 or $4 for, you know, 10 cuts with the torch. So I finished cutting off all the steel from the aluminum and all loaded up, ready to go. This is a big bucket of wiring harnesses from cars. I got a keg. That one's stainless versus aluminum. Got some clean cast. This is the pistons. Took the compression rings off and all that, so now that'll be considered clean cast. But a lot of this is like this intake. This still has the throttle body, etc. onto it, and it's not worth unbolting all that. If I can't torch it, I normally don't mess with it. But we got a couple, I guess those are AC condensers of some kind from the cars. Not sure exactly what they're classified as, but they're called clean radiator. A clean aluminum radiator at the scrapyard I go to. So we'll take it and see what we get. Just left the scrapyard from cashing in that aluminum and wire, all that other stuff I cleaned up. Got a total of $76, and there's all the weights and monies. Not bad for a little hour and a half worth of work.